So on today's Comics and Cosplay, Nell and I decided to sit down and have a Google Hangout and talk about all the changes that came out from Marvel last week and their updates to the Marvel Now lineup, including the new Thor, Captain America, and I guess the overall new Avengers team. So I guess now we'll start. Yeah, yeah. I guess we'll start off with the Lady Thor or female Thor. Um, well, should we start about the change or the costume?
Let's start with the change because I think talking about the costume is more fun.
Okay. Best for last.
Yeah. Um, it's totally a gimmick.
Yeah, it's totally a gimmick.
The fact
Should,
that they announced it on The View means that they want mothers to buy the comic for their daughters.
can we talk about this View thing a little bit longer? Because
Yeah.
no one is talking about how ridiculous this is that they announced on The View. Like, if I was DC, I would just have a string of tweets all day, every day, making fun of them going to The View.
I, but then they did a
Well,
whole slew of weird things with their announcements because with Captain America, they went to the Colbert Report.
but Colbert, I can kind of see like it's for like college kids and it's young adults, like people's between I guess 18 to 30. But The View, that's like 40 plus women.
But that's what's brilliant about it because The View and other daytime shows are geared towards stay-at-home moms.
Right?
So if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're watching The View, or you're just home that day or whatever, and you're watching The View, and you have a young daughter, and you're like, wow, I never thought of buying a comic book for my daughter before, but now Thor is a woman. I might try this.
Is that really a big enough change for people to go out and try it though? That type of people though. Because
I
I can
don't
see
know.
my.
I think given the fact that the movies have been so popular,
Oh, okay. Yeah. And he does
they're
have two
more
movies.
familiar with the genre now.
Right.
But what
Okay.
I did like about that whole announcement was when Jenny McCarthy or whatever her name is, when she's like, "Oh, Lady Thor," and she was just kind of not taking it seriously.
Hmm.
Whoopi Goldberg was like, "No, it's not Lady Thor. It's not female Thor. It's Thor. That's
Yeah.
it." And every time she says something stupid about it, Whoopi put her in her place.
Ah, okay. See, that's the weird thing. It's hard because even if you don't want to be Lady Thor or
Mhm.
female Thor, it's hard to make the distinction so people know you're talking about that Thor and not
Right.
old Thor or man. I don't know.
But what is weirdest to me is that folks act like this is the first time that a woman has been Thor.
Storm was Thor for a while, wasn't she?
Yes,
Or she had.
Storm was Thor. Black Widow was Thor.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
I think there might have been somebody else. Granted, I think those were all alternate universes
Sure.
or like alternate timelines. So this is the first time in the 616 that it's happening.
I,
But
I I don't know. I don't understand the hatred and like from purely of a. I understand there's not like things change, but it's like it's so gimmicky and so short-lived. How people can be so upset about it.
and it's I expected people to be upset about it because they're just upset about everything all of the time.
Hmm.
What I didn't expect was how kind of reductive people got about it. And I, as you know, started taking it very personally because it's like, all right, why is it, first of all, why is it such a big deal? It shouldn't matter so much. And secondly, the God of Thunder is all of a sudden a Disney princess. No one ever called Thor Disney Prince. Never. No one started dressing him up like Prince Charming or have him kissing Sleeping Beauty or something like that. It never happened. So to suddenly do stuff like that when it's announced that Thor is going to be a woman, and then to say that you're not being misogynistic about it is just fucking bullshit. Because you never would have done it otherwise.
It's
There
true.
never would have been a reason for it. You wouldn't have thought it was appropriate. So now all of a sudden, you think it's okay? And what's the difference here? Oh, now that Thor's a woman, it's easier to make fun of.
Yeah, I just haven't. People put way too much energy in that. But
And and it's one of those things where it's like you're making a bigger deal of it than it should be.
right.
You should take it for what it is. It's a stupid gimmick. And then to spend time and effort to make memes and songs or whatever, to make fun of it, and then claim that you're not making fun of it, you're just an idiot and you're lying.
Do
You're just a fucking liar. And
you
if
want
you
to talk
don't
about?
realize what you're doing, it's just even worse, especially if you have female children at home and you're doing that.
Well, then let's talk about the costume and what you think about the change or creation, whatever you want to call it.
It's grown on me a lot.
I'm trying to look at a picture of it. Um,
At first I was like, meh, okay, whatever, sure, whatever. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I'm fucking cosplaying this the second I have a chance.
like I like it. I mean, I think there are some aspects of it I really like, and then some I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. Like the belt part with the circles, I get that. I don't really love that part of it, but I
Mhm.
love the arm,
Yeah,
the armbands or whatever you want to call. Like I love that. Like I think that
yeah.
is a really clever design aspect, and I like the boots. I don't know if you can
Yes.
see them. I
They
really like
released
that.
a more recent picture where you see the boots pretty clearly.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
I like that
They,
they gave her the cape too. I'm glad they didn't take that away from her.
yeah. But I also like more, her design, the fact that she's a big chick. She's big and muscular, but she's not just busty.
Oh, okay.
Her arms are like serious. Her arms are no fucking joke. She could put that hammer down and take on anybody, which I really like about her.
Trying to
But
find the other picture.
that belt thing is very Viking.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
I happen to know a couple guys that swear up and down they're Vikings, and they wear those things all the fucking time. But
I'm curious to see. There's a lot of detail in it. I mean,
yeah,
how they're gonna draw this, because sometimes the costume will look really good in the concept drawing, but then doing it every week in the book is
yeah.
hard, and artists get lazy and
By
starts to
issue
look.
3, she's gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah, because I just think there's a lot of detail going on in there that I don't know.
But I'm happy that there is solid concept art
Yeah,
for cosplayers to work off of, because we don't always get that.
yeah. But her body armor, that's gonna like, there's a lot of detail in it. That's gonna be pretty hard to cosplay, I think, especially with the helmet.
Pain. It's gonna be a fucking pain. Someone's already started the helmet I saw on Facebook.
Really? Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
people.
I forget who it is, but she
Um,
started it a few days back. She's almost done with the basic shape and layout of the helmet.
well, you know why it would be kind of easy? You could
Mhm.
start if you had started or done a wasp costume. Like a
Yeah.
wasp has the pointy head. She's got
Mhm.
that same pointy head, and you just add the ears to it.
Right. But the thing that's going to be the hardest is that face part.
Right, that's gonna be hard, yeah. But like someone like Ricky could probably pump this out really quick because she already has a wasp thing that comes down
Mhm.
nearly all the way.
But Bill Doran and Rafe gave me some pretty solid ideas on how to get started on the helmet, so I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
When I joined as a visitor on their Google Hangout last week, so
So,
it's gonna be it's gonna be so popular. It's gonna be crazy.
and well, female Thor or girls doing cosplaying Thor has always been a pretty popular costume already. So,
And I'm happy you mentioned that because before it was all bare midriffs and big boobs. And now it's like, okay, here's the design for you. You have no excuse.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna see many of these relative to the others.
Because she's pretty covered up.
It's pretty covered up, and it's just gonna be hard for a lot of people to do this.
Oh, definitely. That right arm,
Yeah.
left arm is gonna be. It looks easy now, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Because if you look closely, that whole thing is buckled on. You can see the little tabs from the leather straps
Uh-huh.
all the way up the arm.
I'm just having a hard time finding a picture of the full body, the concept art, because everyone keeps cropping it and using the same image over and over again.
And the concept art is really pretty.
Right.
Let me see.
All right. So you want to talk about Captain America?
Sure.
Blackton America?
Black. So, okay, see, that's another thing that's starting to get to me. Like, why can't it just be Captain America?
You know people can't do that.
You gotta be Black Captain America.
Yeah, you know people can't let that go. I mean,
Or
I guess.
as they did on TMZ, Captain African American.
Oh my God, I hate that just as much.
Like, seriously?
I don't really care about this either. Well, because one, I don't care. I mean, I guess I don't care on one level, and I'm slightly annoyed, but kind of for two different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care because this storyline has been done once before. Um,
With Black Captain America?
yeah, and it was Sam Wilson before. Like, nothing different. Like, he's been Captain America before. So it's not like it's this great revolutionary change. And they also did, like, the Tuskegee Trials Captain America that was, like, tested on before they tried it on Steve Rogers. So
Mm.
Black Captain America's been done before, so it's not that great. So that is, I'm like, I don't care. And I know Marvel gimmicks always last about, black books on Marvel only last about 8 to 9 issues anyway, so in 9 months it's going to be gone. And that's what leads into why I'm upset about it, is because a lot of, I would say, my fellow black nerds are like, hey, don't, Marvel's being diverse, give them a break, or cut them too much slack. And I'm like, no, this is, like, not only is this token diversity, they're using it in a gimmicky way. So it means they really don't care. I mean, we'll see, but, like, I was telling somebody this the other day. No, in the last 5 to 6 years, only one black character has maintained a solo title book to go more than, I think, 13 issues.
Who's that?
It's Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, and he's Ultimate Universe, so.
And that's only because Bendis loves that project, and that's his pet project. I don't think the Marvel heads really like the idea of it. Not that they hate it, but, like, it's not like they were like, oh yeah, this is a great icon that we want to keep going.
I
Because,
think they
like,
just don't see it as something that's going to make them money long term.
right.
But
Well,
what they're neglecting to see is the little Black and Hispanic boys that are reading that comic book are going to grow up into Black and Hispanic men that will have money
right.
to pay for all the other shit.
And some of my friends are like, oh, well, it's hard for any book to make it, 12 issues or make it that long. But I'm like, or they're like, people aren't reading it, and so it's not financially viable. But there are plenty of books that have not been good and not super financially viable that they've kept going. Like, Captain Marvel was not selling well, but they kept that book alive and rebooted it nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's at over 12 issues now. So don't tell me, oh, it's a financial thing like this book is, because Jesus Christ, Thunderbolts is still going, and that book is real bad. It is real bad. The art is not good in that, and it's the storyline's meandering, and a new one just came out this week.
But I feel like Marvel, they're gonna at least take a year to really try and shut people up. Because Storm's coming out, and
Yeah,
then
and I felt the same way about Storm. The only difference why I have a little bit more faith in Storm is who's that? Greg Pak is writing that,
Mhm.
and I suspect they will give him more than 12 issues.
Not only that, but even when we were talking to him about it, he is just super passionate about the project.
I was gonna say that he seems super enthusiastic about it.
And talking to him just about Storm in general, he has such a love for the character
Right.
that I can't see him like really doing any wrong when it comes to her.
I'm curious what story he's gonna tell, though. I am curious to see what angle and story he goes on that. I'm not sure when does that come out this month or next month? It
It's
should be.
supposed to be this month, so
Ooh,
I'm hoping it's what is it? It's not this week, is it?
could be.
It would have to be because it's last week in July. Oh, that's scary. That's a scary sentence.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit.
And for people to understand what we're talking about, that's a reference to Dragon Con being in the next month.
Oh God. As I look at all of this half-finished stuff around me
I know,
and
right?
not started stuff. But
Oh, about the costume, I guess. What do you think about it?
the Captain America one,
Yep.
I think there's too many elements
Yep.
because there is the Steve Rogers star circle wing thing.
Mhm.
Then there's the Captain America stripes,
Yep.
Falcon cowl,
Yep.
and wings.
Okay, one, I hate the Falcon cowl, and why he has the worst cowl of anyone, and they will not let it go. Well, they made improvements in Avengers World, I think, where they got rid of that weird V cowl thing,
Hmm.
and they just went to more of a crazy 88 mask from Kill Bill.
Hmm.
Huge improvement, but looks like they're going back to that weird V-shaped cowl
What I never understood about his cowl, though,
with
most
Mr.
super
Freeze glasses.
but most superheroes cover their faces
Yeah.
so they are not recognized. He decides to cover his ears and the back of his head.
Yeah, I don't.
It doesn't make any sense. I
Yeah,
just
this design just got way too much going on in it. I
it
don't.
does.
All right.
Um,
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Our hangout. If people like this, we'll do it again. I'm sure there'll be plenty of things for us to have a rage hangout.
If I'm angry for the next one, I might drink, and then that will be really entertaining.
All right. Well, that's it for our hangout today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos that we have and hangouts. And I'm sure Nell's got more tutorials coming up soon.
Yep, I'm working on Warbler armor and foam armor, and yeah, I think that's it. I don't have time for more before Dragon Con, but
Right.
after Dragon Con, I'll have a lot more
Yep.
tutorials. I might do a some live building for my Thor costume that I'm doing for New York Comic Con.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. And as always, see you on the con floor.